Chapter 66, Aftermath. Gojo and Geto were seated on one side of the conference table with Yaga. A select group of Jujutsu elders glowered from their seats opposite them. Gojo sat upright and alert. Geto was subdued, exhausted from the failed talisman removal. Yaga stood and addressed the head elder. The objective was to assess SatoSugu's readiness under supervised conditions. We were prepared for the possibility of instability. The situation was contained before it could escalate, Yaga explained in his deep, authoritative voice. The head elder scrutinized Geto. His cursed energy control remains questionable. This attempt was premature. He's captured hundreds of cursed spirits. For you, Gojo said, an edge to his voice. He had to battle them coming back to life, plus try to control his cursed energy. He pushed further than anyone else could have. It wasn't enough. Geto's voice was low and hoarse. They overwhelmed me. I thought I was ready. I wasn't. The head elder stared at Geto, taken aback at his candor. Which is why these trials are staged, so we can adjust and proceed more carefully the next time. My recommendation is increased control training, not punishment. Yaga brought the head elder's attention back to himself. One of the elders crossed his arms as he spoke. Or maybe we should stop wasting resources on a vessel that might never be stable. Gojo smacked his hand on the table, startling everyone. Say that again. The table erupted with the elders murmuring to each other, not wanting to address Gojo directly. They spoke in low voices while stealing glances at Geto. Yaga turned to the two sorcerers. Wait in the hall. Geto stood up quietly and walked to the conference room door. Gojo noisily scooted his chair back and glowered in front of the elders for a moment too long, and Yaga had to put his hand on the table in front of him to signal him to leave. Geto was waiting in the dim hallway, shoulders heavy, looking small in his ill-fitting school uniform. Gojo stood close, pressing his elbow to Geto's. Yaga met them in the hallway and led them outside into the courtyard. He turned to Geto. No one expected perfection. Surviving this was progress, he tried to reassure him. Geto nodded, his eyes weary. The veil stays in place, Yaga addressed Gojo. They wouldn't budge on that. Figures, Gojo scoffed. Enjoy your weekend. Geto's training starts next week. Yaga turned and walked back to the school offices. Gojo cast his veil. Geto welcomed the way it muffled the outside noise. They made their way back to the dorm. That was intense back there, Gojo broke the silence, referring to the talisman incident. Geto kept his eyes on the ground. I know what that took out of you, and I'm not going anywhere, Suguru. Not now, not ever. Geto slowed his steps and gave a sidelong glance at Gojo. I know, he said quietly. He gave him a small but sincere smile. Gojo grabbed his hand, and they kept walking, side by side, the weight of the day slowly easing between their steps.